Hi everyone, welcome to Studio A here at Starsound Studios, and we're going to talk to you about the Dynamount remote microphone mount. So what is this thing? It is a movable platform that will move your mic along the sound source. And so why that's really cool is you can sit right in the sweet spot of your mixing environment. Move the microphone to get a different sound out of your sound source. It is fantastic. So we're going to talk about four things. One is, what are the possibilities? Two, how does it calibrate at startup? Three, we're going to move it around and show you what it does. And number four, we're going to give you a real world example of how we use it on our guitar cabinets. So what are all the possibilities with using a Dynamount? Well, think about using it on an acoustic guitar, okay? So person's playing guitar and you have a microphone, right? And you record it and you come back to the mix position and you go, I don't like it. So you go back out to the live room, move the microphone, I don't like it. And all the while, you also have to remember that your oral memory isn't that long. So to try to walk from the live room back here to remember what that sounded like as compared to moving the mic, you know, that's a little sticky, right? So what can you do? Well, use the Dynamount, put it at where you think, hey, this is going to be where I want to record it. And then you can sit, have the person play. You can sit at the sweet spot and just keep moving it around till you go, ooh, that's where I want it. And that is a game changer, right? Okay, so that's great on acoustic instruments. What else can it do? How about a choir, right? So we use two, okay? The microphones are up above the choir. How about moving those around, right? So you have your choir stationary, usually. You have your two microphones, and now, again, you're running around, moving your mic stands around until you find what you think is what you remembered was, remember our oral memory, that you remembered, oh, that was good, this is not good. Okay, well, sit in the sweet spot, move them around. How about here at Starsound Studios, I have two microphones that are mounted in our truss in our live room to record the room sound. Well, wouldn't it be great to have that move around and try to find, you know, or you maybe not you find a perfect spot, but how about if you go, you know, I want to create something different, right? And so, or you can say, you know, this is the sound of the room, but if I move those mics around, maybe you get something completely different, who knows, right? So there's another possibility. The last one would be on your guitar cabinets, right? So how do you make the guitars reproducible? Well, you can move the microphone along the guitar cabinet until you get the sound that you want by sitting in the sweet spot, and then you go, hey, that's great. Well, it also has a feature that you can save it as preset. Next time that person comes back, hit the preset, microphone moves on the cabinet, and you're all done. So those are the possibilities. Okay, so when you go to use the Dynamount, every time that you go to record another thing, you have to plug it in, right? So when it plugs in, it has to go through its like little calibration points. So we're going to show you that now. So grab the iPad, and soon as I make a movement on any of the functionalities, so here's the speaker, the top arrow is showing you front to back, going in and out, left to right, and then on and off axis. So soon as you make a movement with your iPad, it asks you, do you want to calibrate? And you hit calibrate, and it will go through its motions. and it is setting itself up, and in the right corner you have a red circle spinning around itself. And once that circle turns green, you are ready to use the Dynamount. And right there you go. Here's your green dot, and we are ready to go. So then any movement that you do with any of the arrows will automatically show you, the microphone will move automatically. There you have it. Okay, so we calibrated our Dynamount, and every time you turn it back on the next day to use, it'll have to go through its calibration mode. Then once that is, I want to show you, I'm going to put it through its paces and just show you what the Dynamount will do. So grab our iPad, and again, our speaker representation. So I'm just going to take and move the Dynamount all the way to the right. And then all the way back to the left. And back to center. And then all the way backwards. And back forward to the cabinet. Then, so now we have 2 of our 3 capabilities of movement. The last one being on and off axis. So right now the microphone is pointing directly to the cabinet, and we're going to take it and move it all the way to the right. And then back all the way to the left. And then straight up and down. And so now you can see all of the paces that you can put the Dynamount through. And the good thing is that microphone can be anywhere. In this instance is on a guitar cabinet, so it can be anywhere on that guitar cabinet, front, back, side to side, on and off axis. Imagine all the sound possibilities. Now, one more thing that we haven't discussed, and that is it has presets. So on the bottom, we can hit a preset, save the preset. So the great thing is if you're a studio owner and you have a client and, okay, see you next week, then that client comes back the following week, you hit their preset, it sets it right back. And so this is a way to make an analog piece of gear be more digital in that you can save presets. So until next time. Okay, so here's our real world example. Okay, we're gonna, for this, the rest of this video, we're gonna talk about how to record guitars, right? So we're assuming that you're setting your levels correctly, and you know, we would have to do a whole nother video on just that. But so now we use the Dynamount, right? So I have the guitar player set the cabinet, right? Set the amp out of the cabinet, and we crank it up and get a good volume and play. Okay, make the adjustments, and we just keep adjusting the amp until, yes, that's what I want. Okay, so that's in the air, right? We're standing in the live room, standing next to the cabinet, change it around till we got what we like. Now, the trick is get what you like out of your speakers. That's the critical step, right? So here's where the Dynamount comes in. So now we have a long enough cord to come from the live room for him to stand here in the control room. I sit at the sweet spot and I go, okay. So now we just keep moving the mic along, and as you keep moving it, it changes sound until you get what you like in the room out of the speakers. Because basically that's how you record an album. Get your, your bare bones sounds right from the rip. And then you can add things later, but if you don't have that bare bone, there's no such thing as fixing it in the mix. Oh, we'll just, no, it's making it less miserable, right? It's already miserable. You didn't like it, so you get it from that point. So now you're all set. But do you have a second guitar player? So now the other guitar player goes with his cabinet and his Dynamount. And you go, okay, same process. Get the guitar cranked up, keep changing the amplifier until you like what's coming out in the air. Sit here at the mix position, move the Dynamount until that's it. And you're done now, right? Not yet. Sort of like Dikembe Mutombo. No, no, no. So here's what you got. So now you have your two guitar players. But now how do they mix together, right? So the sound of the guitars takes up this much area. Well, now are they masking each other? So then have them play together. Now evaluate, oh, okay, so if I take a little bit out of this one, a little bit out of this one, and massage the two, you go back to the amp and redo that. Or you can move the Dynamount. And that way, that mask won't happen, and those two guitarists can now play together as one unit. That's all for guitars.